a horizontal live. Normally I do vertical lives, but I'm deciding to give horizontal streaming a little try. So let's get started. Can an actor or actress that doesn't have any funding or money, can they shoot their own demo reel? Let me tell you how. So when I first started out, I created a number of demo reels for myself with no budget. Fortunately for me, I had a bunch of friends who were video producers just like I was. So I was able to reel them in to help me out to do these demo scenes when I didn't have any budget to fund them. But if you're an actor or actress and you don't know any video professionals, you're still in luck. Because nowadays, you have the technology to shoot your own professional actor or actress demo reel scene and put together a whole reel. Now, what I recommend for actors and actresses who are just starting out, you want to have 3 different scenes. I always tell them you want 3 different scenes. So one of the first things I would do, I would come up with a dramatic scene. I'd come up with a humorous scene. Then I would come up with a scene that's somewhere in between. A little bit of comedy and a little bit of drama. So that's what I would recommend. 3 scenes. I always recommend that to actors or actresses when they don't have any material at all. Now, also, be aware that the material you create yourself is not going to be polished, professional material, obviously, that you would get off of a television series or off of a feature film that you were in. But if you're just starting out and you do have some experience, maybe you have 2 scenes that you did some independent film. Maybe you did a television show. You had 1 line or 2 lines, but you don't have a full reel. That's where it comes in, where you can create your own content and supplement that and put together a reel with no money. So let me get to it right away. What I would do first, I would decide on who is going to be in the scene with me. Do you have any actor friends? Do you have any fellow actors who you've worked with in the past that may need some material on themselves? That's one of the best ways to recruit people to come and act in your free demo reel scene. So say for instance you have 3 people and you want each person to come in and do 1 scene. So you would talk to those people. You'd find out what they need for their reel. Then you guys could collaborate. You can collaborate on, for instance, let's make it simple. Let's collaborate on the humorous scene first. So say for instance you had an actor friend who was into comedy and he wanted to do a demo reel scene, maybe a 2 or 3 minute scene. And the reason I say 2 or 3 minutes is because you're going to be able to, in 2 or 3 minutes, you're going to be able to pull the best content out. You won't use the whole scene. The 3 scenes you do, each scene will be somewhere between 2 and 3 minutes, but you'll not end up using the whole scene on your reel. But you want to shoot more so that you can get the best out of the scene, whatever it is, if it's the drama, if it's the comedy, if it's the in-between comedy and drama. So you talk to the first person, you find out what they want. Say for instance, they say, I'm interested in doing a comic scene because I don't have anything like that on my reel. Okay, great. You and the other actor, you will develop a scene together. Now, one of the easiest ways to develop material from nowhere is to find something online that you both like and then modify it, rewrite it, completely rewrite it. You don't want to plagiarize it. It can be from a book, it can be from a play, it can be, maybe the other actor is a writer and they can put something together. So you want to find something original or find something that exists in existence and modify the content so that it fits you and the other actor. Now that's key. Keep that in mind. You want to create all 3 scenes that fit your character or the type of character that you're comfortable playing, the type of character you see yourself playing. So for the first actor, they want to do comedy. So you and the actor, you sit down, you decide on a scene, and then you sit down together. Well, you can do it over the phone, you can do it over Zoom, whatever, and you guys modify that scene. Or what I've done in the past with actors, I've had one actor who thinks they can write a bit, they may do the first draft, and then they pass it to the second actor and they polish it up. So you come to an agreement on your first comedy scene, and it needs to have a beginning, middle, and end, obviously. And you come to an agreement on, this is the scene we want to do. Okay, good. You got one comic scene. Then the next actor says, I'm into drama. I would need something more dramatic for my reel. I don't have enough dramatic content for my reel. So, same thing. You and that actor find a scene that you can modify. Or you can create a scene from scratch. If the actor can write, if you can write, you guys can talk about the idea of what the scene may be. And also, another thing you can do too, when you're deciding on the scenes, you want to decide where you're going to shoot these. Now, say for instance, you're going to shoot them in your home because you came up with the original idea. So you decide, okay, yes, we'll use my house as the location. So you decide where you're going to shoot it. And then you create a scene, or you find a scene that can fit the available location. Then again, you guys work together. Maybe you can do the first draft, or I find that's more effective if someone does the first draft and passes it to the other person, and then they polish it. So you come up with the initial idea. Okay, you found the scene that you want to rewrite. And someone decides, okay, yes, I'll do the first pass. So you decide you're going to do the first pass, and they agree. So you do the first pass, and this is something that you got to pay attention to also, because you're doing a scene that both actors have to have the equal amount of dialogue. So that's something different than writing. You're not writing this as something you're going to sell or try to sell. You're writing this as a showcase for both actors. So to be fair, you want to have both to have about the same amount of dialogue. You don't want one person to dominate the scene, because then the actor that's in it or actress won't benefit from it. So when I write demo scenes for actors, I make sure the dialogue is balanced so they both have the same or close to the same amount of dialogue, so that they both benefit from the scene. And when they put their demo reel together, they can pull a piece out that's good for them, and they will have dialogue, they will have on-camera time, because the point of it is to have something where you can show your acting ability. So you guys polish the scene, it gets a rewrite from the other actor or actress, and you guys decide, yes, okay, now we have our drama scene. And then the final actor or actress, you want to do something that's a little bit comedy, a little bit humor, some dramedy. And so the same thing, same process. You guys search the internet, maybe one of you has an idea, maybe one of you can come up with an original idea, and you already know what the location availability is. That's one thing you got to keep in mind, because that'll help narrow it in. That will help focus your scene and help you find it quicker, because you know the limitations. You're going to shoot it in my home. I can either shoot in the kitchen, the living room, the bedroom. I can shoot in the we have a fireplace, outside fire pit. We can shoot out there. We can shoot it in the front yard. So you know the limitations of the location, and you can come up with a scene that goes around the available location. Now, all these ideas are ways to do it for no money. That's the whole point of this video. How can an actor or actress create their own demo scene if they don't have a budget? So you write that dramedy scene based around, takes place in your kitchen. And again, balance the dialogue. Best way to approach it, I would say, from my point of view, is that one of you does the first pass, and they give it to the other person, and then you add and subtract, and you polish it. So now, you have all three scenes polished. You have a comedy, you have a drama, and you have one that's a dramedy, in between comedy and drama. So you're ready to go. But what I would suggest, again, you're doing this with no money, I would suggest that you guys, all three of you, get together. It could be separate days. You don't want to do it all in the same day, probably, especially if it's three different actors. And you rehearse your scene. Now, you study it on your own, and you all try to get off book, because you have to get off book. That's one thing I want to make sure you understand. You have to get off book. I've shot, part of my business used to be to shoot demo scenes for actors. I kind of don't do that much anymore because of the advances in technology. But I can't explain to you how many actors would show up for the shoot. You know, we prepared, we went through all the stages of writing the scenes, polishing the scenes, finding the location, getting the wardrobe, doing everything we had to do a professional scene, and then they would show up on the day of the shoot, and they wouldn't be off book. Mind-boggling. mind-boggling. That just made me realize that, they weren't taking it as serious as they should. Because when you're doing a demo scene that you're going to be showing to agents, managers, potential directors, and it's your very first one, you want to look as good as possible. You want your performance to come across. You want to have good lighting, you want to have good sound, and you want to be the top of your game, to deliver to the best of your ability. So one of the first things is being off book, so that you can deliver a real performance. Because you really can't act. The bottom line is, if you don't know your dialogue, you really can't act. Because the only thing that's in your mind is, what do I say next? And you're struggling for words. Your eyes have that blank look like they're searching for something, You have to be off book. And some people take longer than others to get off book. So you need to discuss that with your scene partner. Once the scene is written, once the location is available, again, we're doing this for no money, we don't have any budget. You decide, how long do you need to learn your lines and be completely off book? And I would suggest, whatever you guys decide, 1 week, 2 weeks, and once you're off book, then you need to get together for a rehearsal. Definitely, even if it's over Zoom, you need to get together for what we call in the business a table read, where you just say the lines to each other to make sure that both of you are off book and you're ready to do the scene when you get there. So once all 3 actors are ready to go, say for instance, they all said, I need about a week to get off book, and they all got off book, you did your rehearsal, and everyone was off book, everyone was ready to go, then you need to set a shoot date. Now, what I recommend, because you don't have any budget, is you're going to shoot all 3 of these scenes the same day. You're going to schedule, say for instance, let's say each scene is, like I said, 2 to 3 minutes. So I would say conservatively, so that you can have time, you won't feel pressured, you can get wardrobe, blah, 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 blah. You're going to need about 2 hours for each scene. And you might not use it, but you can rehearse, you can do the blocking, you can have time to put your wardrobe on, you can relax. So if you allot 2 hours for each scene, that's 6 hours if you're planning to do 3 scenes in one day. So you make sure the actors are available, they are committed, they're ready to come and shoot your no budget demo reel scene on that day. And it's up to the actors. You can schedule it so that they come in, if you're allotting 2 hours for each one, you just set the timetable. Somebody starts at noon, then 2, then 4. So it's up to you, however you want to schedule that. You can have all the actors come at once, and that is optimal. If all the actors agree to come at once, then that's beautiful. Because remember, we don't have any budget. So if all the actors are there, while they're there, and they're not shooting, one can be on camera, one can be on sound, one can be on props and wardrobe helping out, just general helping out. Maybe adjusting the lights. You're all shooting in one location, one free location. So I would recommend that. If you can do that, if you can get all 3 actors to come to your location and you're all working together because you're all getting something out of it, you're all getting material for your demo reel, and they agree to come in. And what you're shooting to is maybe somebody has an iPhone. I always talk about iPhones because of the image quality. But a lot of Android phones shoot not just as well, but they shoot very well for a beginning demo reel for no budget. So if you have, say for instance, one actor or actress has the iPhone and they're willing to shoot, you're going to get a tripod holder for the phone, cheap tripod. You can get that on Amazon for under $30. A great tripod, cheap tripod, plastic tripod, but they come with holders that you can mount your camera on. You're going to need to shoot on a tripod. You're going to shoot horizontal, like I'm shooting right now, horizontal. You're not going to shoot vertical video. Casting directors, agents, managers, they don't want to see that. They want to see a horizontal view of you delivering your talent on camera, so that they can get a judgment of how it would look if you were in one of their scenes, if you were in their short film, if you were in their feature film, if you were on their television show. So you want to get horizontal view, number one. Let's get that out of the way. And what you want to try to do too is have some ability to record double system sound. Now what that means is you're recording the sound separately from the sound that's being recorded on the camera. And the reason that you do that is because you will get better sound. If you have someone holding a boom pole and you're recording, even if you're figure out a way, and there's many ways to do this, where someone else with a phone can hook a microphone into their phone and just record the sound. And they have a pole, and you don't have to have a professional boom pole. You can have a painter's pole and tape the and tape the microphone to the end of it somehow, so that you can get good sound. You don't want to shoot and use the on-camera sound for your production sound. You want to get that camera off, get that microphone off camera, and record double system sound. Again, you can use two phones. One can be for video, and one can be for audio. I'll explain some of that stuff later in another video, more of the details, but this just gives you an idea. So you want to have good sound, good picture, everybody's rehearsed, and you come there and everyone's working together. It's a collective, it's collaboration. That's why I like to talk about collaboration, because you can collaborate on any aspect of film production. And this is perfect because you all need demo scene material, but no one has the budget to hire a professional crew. And that shouldn't stop you, especially nowadays with the quality that you can get from cell phones. It's unbelievable. And you can make a very believable quality sample to show your acting talent. Again, put it on a tripod. Do not handhold it. None of that fancy moves and all this kind of stuff. No gimbals. You don't need all of that stuff. You need traditional shots, wide, medium, and close-up. And then reversal on the other actor, wide, medium, and close-up. And each time you do the wide, shoot the whole scene. Close-up, shoot the whole scene. Medium, shoot the whole scene. Flip it around, same thing on the other actor. And then if you have time, do a wide master that includes both of you. And keep the staging simple. You don't need to be moving all around. You don't need to be walking all around the kitchen. We're shooting this in the kitchen. You want to focus on the acting. That's what it's all about. A lot of actors want to, walk into the scene, walk out of the scene, sit down, drink, eat, do all kinds of action in the scene. That's not what this is about. This is about showing your ability to deliver dialogue and to listen to the other actor when they're delivering dialogue to you. That's what the casting people, that's what the producers, that's what the directors, that's what they're interested in seeing. Are you believable? Can you deliver believable dialogue? Do you listen to the other actor when they're delivering their dialogue? And I mean really listen, and then respond based on what they said and how they said it. So that comes with rehearsal. You need to rehearse. That's why I said at the beginning, you need to rehearse before the shoot day, especially when you're trying to do a no-budget demo reel for yourself. You need to be fully rehearsed because you're going to have technical problems. Everyone always has technical problems, no matter how long you've been doing this. I've been doing this for over 35 years, and there's always some type of technical problem. As a matter of fact, today when I started filming this live shoot right now when I'm talking to you, I had some technical problems. I couldn't get my camera to switch into the horizontal view. It was shooting vertical. So it was my fault, it was user error, and I didn't have my orientation set up correctly inside the YouTube software. So again, you want to rehearse, you want to get all the actors on the same page. If you can get them all there the same day, then you can help each other out, you can collaborate. And then you shoot the comedy scene, you shoot the drama scene, and you shoot the dramedy scene. And then if one of you in the group is an editor, then they can handle the editing. If not, the editing is not that difficult. There are a number of free software available where you can cut your demo scene together for free. There's free software. I always recommend Premiere Pro or Final Cut. Even if you get the sample version, you can try it out. Sometimes they give you 2 weeks, a month free sample. If you don't have any software, you can do it that way. But if one of you knows how to edit, even better. If one of you has a friend that can edit, even better. So, but don't let that stop you. If you have to edit it yourself, it's not that hard. It really isn't. Because you're just doing straight cuts. You're cutting from one shot from one person to the other, one person to the other. And when it's all said and done, you're going to focus mainly on the medium shots, because that's what should be the primary shots used in your demo reel. And the reason for that is because the people looking, the casting people, they want to see a shot like this, almost like the shot I'm framed in right now. They want to be able to see your face, they want to be able to see your reactions, but they don't want you too close and they don't want you too far away. And again, pay attention to the sound, find out some way to do double system sound, I recommend. But if you can't do that, then make sure that the dialogue is delivered where the camera is as close as possible. Maybe about where I am right now from you. It's not even hand's length away. That's the medium shot. And that will be the shot that you will primarily use, because it'll have the best audio. It's going to have the correct framing that the casting people or the agent or the manager wants to see. So it's not impossible. Do a little bit of research online. I'm going to make some more videos about this. Again, this is my new approach. I'm going to try some of these streaming horizontal videos. Normally I stream vertical, if any of you can see my content, but I'm thinking about doing more of these, because these are more, not economical, but I get more use out of it, because what I can do is I can take this horizontal version and I can make a vertical version out of that. So I'm going to try to get into the habit of doing more vertical lives, not vertical lives, horizontal lives. Horizontal lives. So I'm going to wrap this up. But again, yes, in closing, yes, it is possible for an actor or actress to shoot their own demo reel. You're going to have to collaborate with other actors or actresses. You're going to have to collaborate to shoot your own demo reel for no money. And it could be something, it doesn't have to be horrible. It doesn't have to be horrible. It might not be the exact what you want. It might not be up to the standards that you would like it to be up, television quality. No, it won't be there. But when you're looking for an agent, you're looking for a manager, you're submitting yourself online to casting sites like Actors Access or Casting Network, or wherever you are, whatever your local regional casting site is, and they want to see some video on yourself, you can have those 3 little clips. One is comedy, one is drama, and one is in between, a dramedy. So it is possible. You can do it. You might want to try a sample first. If you're not comfortable, shoot one scene one day and edit it together and see if it's acceptable. Then do another one the next day. So you don't have to do all 3 in one day if this is something you've never done before. And I also recommend, if this is something you've never done before, to do some tests before. Get a couple actors together and shoot some improv scenes and see if you can edit it together. See if one of them can edit it together. It's good to do some tests if you haven't done this before, if you've never done this before, and you're trying to make your own demo reel for free with no budget. Test before you do it if you don't have any experience. So there you have it. It can be done. I've done it. I've made professional demo reel scenes for years for actors. And I've even helped actors put their own together when they couldn't afford to hire me or anyone. I would give them advice. The same advice I just gave you. Because it's good to have something than not having anything. Okay, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for stopping by.